So let me start this video by telling the story of two of my friends. First friend, whose name is Victor. Now Victor is a regular gym going guy. He eats both healthy and non-healthy food, and Victor feels hungry all the time. So he keep on snacking the food. He also has got a really good friend and family circle, so everything from social side is really good. But recently Victor has discovered one problem, which is Victor's sugar level has gone really high and he has turned pre-diabetic. Now what do you think? Which hormone imbalance is causing this issue in Victor's life? Now let's talk about my friend number 2, which is Harshit. Now Harshit again is a regular gym goer guy, and on top of that he also does sports. Again, he eats healthy food and also at a regular time period during the day. While what Harshit does is that he goes to sleep quite late, but he wakes up quite early since he needs to train for the sports game. Now what Harshit has discovered as a problem in his life is that Harshit has stunned his muscle growth and he is feeling low motivation to go towards any physical workout. Now what do you think? Which hormone imbalance is causing this problem in Harshit's life? I will give you an answer to both the questions which are mentioned at the end of the video. So stay till the end of the video. Hello everyone, my name is Ramkrishna and welcome to Fitness to Fulfillment channel. In our today's video, we will understand which are those essential hormones which controls your body's health. Often we talk about the food, we talk about the exercise, we talk about the sleep, but it is the hormone which controls most of the vital functions of our body, which includes how your body utilizes the energy, how it burns fat, how it builds muscle, and how do you feel every morning. So without any further delay, let's get started. So let me tell you the top 3 reasons why hormones are so important. Reason number 1, hormones controls the functioning of our vital organs. So hormones are basically the chemical messengers which are sent by different glands in our body. For example, pituitary gland or a thyroid gland or pancreas. They travel through bloodstream to those precise organs and provide the correct message. As per Harvard Health Publishing, hormones control the vital functions of our body. For example, stress response, sleep, growth, metabolism, and reproduction. Without them, your body organs will not talk to each other. So imagine this like a company. If the stakeholders don't talk to each other, then the company would collapse. Now if we have to imagine this through an example, we can take an example of Wi-Fi. Now Wi-Fi routers are similar to these glands that I talked about, and the signals which are sent to these body organs are the hormones, and these different body organs are the devices that this Wi-Fi is connected to. For example, laptop, mobile, computer or iPad or tablet. Now if we imagine that these signals are not sent to these devices, which means there will be no connection, and if there is no connection, then your body would not function. That's why hormones are really important over there. Now let's talk about reason number 2. So hormones are essential for maintaining the internal balance of the body. Our body is constantly striving for a balance between different things. For example, blood sugar, energy, mood, temperature, and your hormones are the main regulators of these specific things. Now, the research published by Nature Review of Endocrinology in 2021 said that hormones like cortisol, thyroid, and insulin work together to keep an internal balance within your body when you're going through different conditions. For example, stress or fasting or temperature change, where specific hormones does a specific part. For example, insulin maintains blood sugar level when you eat something inside your bloodstream. Secondly, when you have a cold, then in that case thyroid hormones go in over there and keep your metabolism active so you can stay warm. And ultimately, without coordination of all these hormones, your body would lead to fatigue, mood swings, or metabolic stress. Now let's talk about the third reason. So why hormones are so important? Because hormones shapes energy, mood, and physical performance. A 2018 study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that even a mild hormonal imbalance like low thyroid or testosterone level can drastically affect energy, metabolism, and recovery. Meanwhile, a balanced levels of dopamine, serotonin, and cortisol determine how focused, calm, and motivated you feel. And that's where the example that I had given at the beginning of my friend Harshit came into the picture, where he started feeling a low energy and started seeing stunt in his muscle growth when he started to have an imbalance of certain hormones in his body. Now, by far, you must have already guessed which hormones I'm going to talk about in this section. So let's start. So hormone number 1 is insulin. So what happens is insulin's job is to move the sugar from your blood and put it into your cells. Whenever you eat something, pancreas releases insulin. And what insulin does is that it goes into your bloodstream and does its job of removing the glucose from your blood and put it into the cell. That's why certain things like high carb or high sugar food or processed carbs or frequent snacking eventually cause blood sugar to go higher and higher, and also makes pancreas to release more insulin into your bloodstream so that it can remove that glucose from the blood and put it inside the cell. But if you keep on doing this for a very long time, then it would lead to energy crashes and fat storage in your body. Let's talk about hormone number 2, which is cortisol. Now, cortisol is also called as stress hormone. Sometimes you must have also heard this slang called stress is good, and that's where cortisol comes into the picture. What is essential is a cortisol's job is whenever your body or your mind feels a perceived danger or stress, then in that case, your adrenal gland releases cortisol in response to that stress. What it makes is that it keeps your mind awake so that you could handle that perceived danger. But here is a catch. There are certain things which you should avoid, which is basically the chronic stress, which comes from late nights or which comes from high pressure or lack of rest. And what happens because of that is that your cortisol level always stays up, and ultimately it leads to a low mood and fatigue overall. Now let's talk about hormone number 3, and this one is gym goers' favorite hormone, and it's testosterone, which is also called as hormone of drive and growth. So testosterone, when it gets released in your body, it drives muscle growth, it increases your focus and motivation, both in men and women. Our human reproductive system releases testosterone, and when you have low levels of testosterone, this leads to fatigue, low mood and slower muscle growth. Now let's talk about hormone number 4, which is one of the most underrated hormone. It's called as thyroid hormones of T3 and T4. So these are two different thyroid hormones. They are also called as metabolism regulators, and as the name suggests, what happens is when these hormones are released by thyroid gland, it helps in digesting the food and also utilizing that energy in a different activities of your body. And that's why these hormones are really important, because they determine that how slow or how fast your body is going to utilize the energy and how would you feel ultimately. Are you going to feel active or are you going to feel a bit slow? Now let's talk about the 5th hormone, and I think those hormones would be the favorite hormones of all the viewers over here. They are dopamine and serotonin. Those are also called as motivation and mood duo. Now, when your brain releases these hormones, you eventually feel focused, happy and rewarded. Now, there are both positive and negative ways of releasing these hormones, but I'm going to talk about the positive ways now. So how can you positively release more of serotonin? To positively release more serotonin, you need to go into the sun in the morning more and take more natural sunlight. While for dopamine, you need to keep some goals for yourself on a daily basis and try to achieve them so that your brain feels rewarded and releases dopamine. Now in conclusion, let me tell you the questions that I left at the beginning, which is what was going wrong in Victor and Harshit's life. Now in case of Victor, since he was snacking really often, his insulin level was spiking always high, and due to that he went into insulin resistance, which eventually led to pre-diabetic condition. So frequent snacking is something that we all should avoid so that we do not get in any of those conditions that we talked about. While in case of Harshit's life, even though he was doing everything right, the one major problem that he had is the sleep issue or the lack of sleep, and because of that his testosterone level went down. Now as his testosterone level went down, he started feeling more fatigued and also started observing slower muscle growth. As per the study, it has been found that even a 1 day's less sleep can cause testosterone level to go down by 10 to 15%. So we need to be really cautious about that. That's why I always recommend to take a sleep of at least 7 to 9 hours in a day. And that's it from today's video. Please let me know in the comment box which hormone balance would resolve the problems that you have right now in your life. And please hit the like button if you have liked the content that I have shared in this video. And please hit the subscribe button if you have not done so that you can get updates about all the latest video on this channel. I will see you in the next video. Until then, stay healthy and live a fulfilling life. Thank you.